Welcome back to There Is a Remedy. As I associate my book, Listen, This Is What I Said, and it's a self help guide to effective communication in relationships. Today we're going to talk about what is love. Love, is it a feeling? Is it something that can be turned off and turned on at will? I know Tina Turner had a song and she says, "What's love got to do with it?" Is it a choice? I read a book called Love is a Choice by Minard, Meyer, and Hempfeld. And in the book, they were talking about love being a choice and how to safeguard yourself against codependent relationships. Love is a connection, and it is a connection to our highest conscious selves. And when we love, it resonates from within us, and we become aware and we become connected, especially at the heart chakra that we talked about last time. The heart chakra is the heart energy point where our feelings and our emotions emanate from. And so we operate in love by kindness and compassion. I submit to you that love is a choice. It's a decision that we make to love. No one puts a gun to our head and says, "You're going to love me." No, no, no. It's a decision that we make within ourselves to love another person. And really, isn't that the most natural thing on the planet? To see someone that you could love, and then the two of you begin to walk that relationship out. And of course, yes, there are some feelings that come along with it. But when you decide, "I want to love you," that's a decision that you become resolute on the inside. And then there's nothing external that can happen to change your decision. And while I'm not saying it's not perfectly okay to move on from someone, but there's also no shame in the game to say, "I still love you, but I have to move on." So both scenarios are perfectly okay. I'm talking about thriving in your marriage and thriving in your relationships. And if it's not thriving right now, if you're just surviving, what I am saying is love can become a catalyst that you can use, and you can grow the love that you already have. You can grow that in your relationship. Love is also described in the scripture by faith, hope, and charity, I think, or love, it says. And of the greatest of these, it's charity, or it's love. Love is the greatest one of even your faith. And so when we're loving, we are giving of ourselves to another. Real love is decisive. And what that means is, again, one becomes resolute on the inside, and nothing external can cause you not to love. Loving without conditions. And that's true love. That's the epitome of love. Without any condition, I simply and freely give my love to you. And so it causes us to become vulnerable. And if you're not vulnerable in love, I doubt whether that's true love. Because being vulnerable says, "I know that there's a potential that you could hurt me, but I'm willing to risk it to say that I'm in this relationship with you because I've decided to love you." So love is even worth the risk. But again, we want to be in healthy relationships. So if we go so far down the road and we determine this is not healthy for me, then it's okay to say, yes, I love you, but I'm moving forward. Real love begins with the self, loving you on the inside. And until you know how to love you, you really don't know how to love another person. So again, as I've been saying, everything begins with you as a woman. Do you love yourself? And if you don't, find out why. Go inside and be willing to face whatever traumas, whatever fears, whatever shame is within, so that you can confront it and that you can do the work for healing. And on the opposite side of doing the work for healing, there's joy and there's freedom. So it's worth going inside and unpacking who you are so that you can begin to genuinely and authentically love yourself. Love forbears. It bears up under conditions. It outlasts everything that comes against it. Meaning the trials and the tribulations that come up in your relationships, you can do something about those. Applying love to everything that comes up against your relationship. We compromise in relationships, meaning that we don't get everything that we want out of the relationship, but we're willing to surrender so that somebody else gets what they want. And that's love in action. It's going back and forth, ensuring that the other person feels that they're loved and you also feel that you're loved in the relationship. I attended a conference years ago, and the name of the gentleman who spoke at the conference, his name was Edwin Lewis Cole. And he said two statements that I'll never forget in life. He said, lust desires to get at the expense of another. However, love desires to give at the expense of the self. I won't ever forget that. Because if I am loving someone, I am spending me. It's at my expense. But if I expect someone else to do everything for me, that's lust. That's not real love. So we as women, we want to really love, examine ourselves first, and then we want to really love our husbands. Love has actions that can be seen. Love is an action type word. We put a desire behind it because love desires to give. We wait patiently, sometimes for things to occur in the relationship. Love is not proud. It's not boastful. It's helping with task at hand. Sometimes it's helping your mate. Sometimes it's your mate helping you. And it seeks the good of the relationship. It's not puffed up. It doesn't seek its own will. Again, those are lustful type of things. And it's given freely without reservation. And it also facilitates an environment for change. Facilitates an environment for healing. Can we say we love regardless of what we see and what we experience? Again, these are external things, what we see and what we are experiencing. And if we truly love without reservation, then we can see change in what we see and what we experience. I heard a gentleman on a post say that a woman cannot heal a man. And I totally agree with that. He said, but they can provide an environment and facilitate a man's healing. And I'm 100% in agreement with that. But what he did not say was, why can we do that as women? And here's why we can do that. Because we're life givers. What does that mean? That means we give life to our relationships. We give life to that which we interact with. And how do we do it? We give life by what we think. what we say out of our mouths, how we be in our behavior, what we speak. That's how we give life, because we bring into it our femininity. And what do I mean by femininity? I mean our nurturing, how we nurture, what our capabilities are for nurturing, and how we have empathy for situations. This is what we bring to the table, because we are the table. And this is how we love in action. And when love is the catalyst for our femininity, we can change and facilitate change in our relationships. We are women, and we can do this. The book was written because I hated to see the divorce rate continue to rise. I hated to see, where side chicks were winning. We as wives, we as women, we can win. And it begins with us. Why? Because we are the life givers. And we can facilitate change in our relationships. My name is Dorothea. I love being a woman, and I love sharing with you. Thank you.